Well, g'day everyone and welcome back to the channel. This week we're kicking it off in the historic township of Milparinka. So go and get yourself a cold drink. You better grab a fly net as well for this one. Come and join Ali and I as we explore this beautiful part of Western New South Wales.
Hi, I'm Steve.
And I'm Alison.
We decided a couple of years ago that we'd work hard and save all of our money and start living life on our own terms.
So we bought a caravan and hit the road on a trip for two all around Australia.
So why not come and join us every week for our adventures?
So just like I said in the intro, we've come to the historic township of Milparinka and we've set up in the caravan and camping area, which is right in the centre of town. You don't miss these things when you come to places like this. If you want to book into this place, you definitely need to ring ahead, particularly if you're coming in the high season. Speaking to the lady who runs a campground at the moment, she was saying they are starting to get fully booked out now, heading into April and May and those sorts of months as the winter comes on. But yeah, great place to stay for us. It cost us $15 a night here on an unpowered site. If you want power, I think it's about $30 to $35. We did, however, get a discounted rate on the unpowered site because there's some workmen here at the moment and she couldn't find it within herself to charge full price when there's a little bit of noise from generators and things like that going on. One of the things that you need to remember when you come out here is there's no drinking water, so you need to make sure that you're full of drinking water when you come out. There is water available here, but it's for, like, you know, showers and washing up and those sorts of things. And they do make it very clear not to drink the water while you're out here. But it's a beautiful little township and a great place to come and stay. It's very historic. There's a lot to see here, a lot of old buildings that you can walk through and a lot of displays that they've made. So we're going to get around, we'll show you all of those things. But first of all, let's have a look around the caravan park. The caravan park has a great kitchen facility. You can come down here, there's plenty of tables and a little bit of an outside area here for a firing, which would be absolutely fantastic down here in winter. Barbecues, there's no refrigerator and things, so that's something you'd need to keep in mind if you were coming out here. You'd probably need your own facility for that. But as far as cooking, washing up and getting rid of your rubbish, absolutely perfect. If you don't want to stay up in the caravan park and you're going unpowered, you can also elect to come and stay down in this huge open paddock. A lot of people do tend to book down here, particularly when they're travelling in large groups. If you're not into free camping or staying in a caravan, there's cabins here that you can book to also come and explore the town. And of course, there's your normal toilets, showers and laundry block. There's also this fantastic kids play area. What more do they need? If you want to book this, all you need to do is go into the information centre, you book the caravan park in through there. It's also the place that you book to do the tour of the township. So we've come into the old post office here in Milparinka. It's been restored in recent years. It obviously stood here as just a ruin for a number of years, but it's a fascinating building to come into. And you can see there was money in the town, obviously, because it was gold mining. But the craftsmanship, particularly the stonework of the walls, you can see where the old plaster was. It's a great place to come and visit. And they've also got some relics that have been found from around the area and plenty of information on how to use it or what it was used for. So one of the really interesting things you'll find when you come into the post office and check it out, there's some information here about the rabbit-proof fence, which was originally built back after 1859 when rabbits were first introduced into Australia. They were introduced here for a bit of hunting sport, but within 70 years they covered more than 70% of the land mass of our country and become a huge problem because it was overtaking, you know, native trees weren't able to grow and all of those sorts of things, and they were just ruining the land. So they erected the fence, which was to keep the rabbits out. But in the early 1900s, the South Australian government improved upon the fence to keep the dingoes out of South Australia, and then they quickly found that there was a mass of them moving into Queensland and things, so they decided at that point to build the dingo fence as we know it today, and it started out with a fence just like this one. As I said in our video when we showed you the dingo fence out at Cameron Corner, it used to extend about 8, nearly 9,000 kilometres, but it's about 5,500 kilometres today. It still gets inspected twice a week, every Monday and Friday. The fences are checked to make sure there's no, animals, or there's holes, rather, in those fences where animals can get through and cross borders. Hello? Hello? Hey Siri, how do I text on this phone? At the back of the courthouse, you'll find the old police cells, which they've converted into some displays. So the cells are still here, and you can see evidence of that, particularly by the ring that's on the floor that they used to chain the prisoners to. But the first one that you walk into is all about education in the area, the schooling and all that sort of stuff, which is very, very interesting, and a couple of old relics here from the school classroom. And the one next door is all about the Royal Flying Doctor Service and health services that's given throughout the region. Another great building to walk into when you're here is the old police barracks. It gives you some information on policing in the district back in the day, but it also has some other gear here. So it has some leftovers from the old newspaper building that used to be here, which I think burnt down and is in about the location of where you see the gold mining sort of exhibition today. But there's plenty of things here from yesteryear and some great information about the town or the community's contribution to World War I. I'll tell you what's been really noticeable, Al, is we've walked into all of these old stone buildings. It's really cool when you come in, isn't it? It is noticeably cooler as we walk through the front door here. Yeah, we're in the old bank. I'll flick the camera around for you in a minute and show you the extent of what's left of the bank in a second. But yeah, as soon as you stand behind the stone, it's cool. They quarried it all from a from a quarry which is about, or to the west of this area here, and all the buildings in town, including the pub, are all made of the old sandstone. It's quite nice, but when we walked into like the police barracks and stuff, it was just instantly cooler when you walked in. But check out what remains of the bank. Just a great view. So just on the balcony of the Albert Hotel here in Milparinka. We're going to come back a little bit later on, have a beer this afternoon, maybe even watch the sunset from here. It's a great little pub. It is the original one. It was finished or completed in 1882, so she stood here a long time. But yeah, what a great place to come and stay, have a drink, check out a sunset. Milparinka is another town which uses IOR for its fuel. You definitely need the app for this one. The difference, $1.99 a litre here, 40 k's up the road in Tibooburra, it was $2.70, so definitely worth the drive to save a few bucks on fuel and come and visit a bloody beautiful little old town. Amongst the town tour, you'll find a building which is dedicated to Sturt and his expedition into Central Australia. There's a great carved representation of Sturt's expedition. You can see here he bought 200 sheep with him for food, and they bought sheepdogs and bullocks and all sorts of gear, and because they believed there was an inland sea, they even bought a tinny. You don't really realise how much Sturt discovered when he went out on his great central expedition of Australia. But when you see the places that he named, some of the places that I know Ali and I visited, and a lot of people who watch the channel have definitely been and seen these places. But yeah, what he saw must have been absolutely amazing for the time. I found this really interesting while we're in Milparinka. This is the Rock Mineral and Fossil Centre. It's a personal collection of items that was collected over a lifetime by Percy and Doris Fripp. There's over 3,000 items on display, and we were told that the collection rivaled some of the best museums in the country's collection, so it was very, very interesting to see. The reason they chose Milparinka to display it was because this is the location of Percy and Doris's final trip.
So we've come here for an afternoon walk around Milparinka this afternoon. It's quite a fascinating town, isn't it, Al?
Yeah, it's quite interesting actually. There's lots to see and do, and the flies have joined us.
Oh, there's heaps of flies around at the moment. They've only seemed to come out now as we're getting towards the end of the day. Doesn't matter, we're going to take cover in the pub very soon, go and have a couple of drinks and a little bit of dinner. But when you go for a walk around town, if there's not a building there anymore, there's plenty of signs to tell you what used to be there. There's a place here, it's called Baker's Store. I actually thought it was the bakery, but it's not. It was just named after a guy named Baker. He had some cellars and stuff which are still in existence today. And at the back, there's a big fence, I'll show you this in a second, that he kept all his water storage. So the water we found since we've been out here is a very precious commodity. You certainly can't get water at the caravan park, not for drinking anyway.
No, they have amenities, but they do. The lady says it's bore water and dam water, so it might be a bit smelly, but I'm like, it is fine.
Yeah, it's good for showering and doing your washing up and stuff, but they do tell you not to drink the water when you come here.
No.
So make sure if you are coming here, and we strongly suggest that you do, because it's a fantastic place, particularly the people in the town, aren't they?
Oh, it's amazing. It's great.
It is. Bring your water with you.
It's not.
Well, I've definitely been in the middle of nowhere before, but I'm now standing at the corners of Park and Pool Streets. I've got to say, there's not even a street here. It's obviously where they marked out from the old town, but there's plenty of stuff laying around, lots of broken glass, very old glass. It's also bits of horseshoe and old bits of metal laying around. I picked up something a second ago, it was like an old tobacco tin or something, which was just squashed, but yeah, great place to come and see. So we just popped into the pub for dinner in Milparinka, and I'm trying for the first time in my life a Cooper's Pale Ale. I've never drunk this before, and I don't want to alienate any of our South Australian viewers, but I've got to be honest with you, it's bloody rubbish. But I'm going to give it a couple of goes just to make sure it's not an acquired taste. Cheers. We ordered the steak for dinner here in the Albert Hotel, and I've got to say, you not only get a steak, you get the rest of the cow as well. Check this out. That's the biggest T-bone I've seen in my life. How about yours, El? What are you having, the rump?
I'm having the rump, and it is huge.
I'd say I'll be having half the rump.
I think so.
Well, that's the end of our adventure here in Milparinka. El, what did you think of the town?
I actually quite enjoyed my time here. It's a nice little town. They've certainly done a lot to try and revive it and encourage you to come as a tourist and see what it was like in, I guess, in times gone past. It's certainly a great place to base yourself. They recommend it's a great place to base yourself. You want to go out and see Cameron's Corner and the local national parks area. There's lots to see and do, so it is wonderful. Definitely, if you want to come out to this part, it's a great place to base yourself, definitely.
It certainly is. Our plan for today is we're going to head a little bit further south now towards Broken Hill. We're going to a campsite called The Valleys. It's a camp stay which is just about 10 k's north of Broken Hill. Just on our way down to Broken Hill at the moment. We stopped on the side of the road at an historical site, and we learned about this lady yesterday, didn't we, Ellen, in Milparinka? It was she's in the Women of the West display.
She is, yes.
Her name was Eliza. She was about 23. She came out here to work in a hotel, I think, or as a servant, I think they actually put her down as. Yes. But she died of an epileptic fit, and they stuck her out here, or they didn't stick her out here, they buried her out here, yes. And a grave was lost because of the moving sands and stuff around the lake. But in 1960s, a construction crew actually found the old grave. So the Broken Hill Historical Society has done it back up, and it's here for everybody to now come and see and visit. So yeah, it's a great spot, and I've got to say, it's a great view over the top of the lake. Although the lake isn't here, it's quite dry at the moment, it's just a big open plain. Anyway, check this out. No worries. Thank you, Mike.
So we made our way down from Milparinka today. What a beautiful drive coming down through that arid country. It's the quintessential Australian outback. It's exactly what you expect. There's no trees and things, just some rolling hills and big flat plains which are wide open but absolutely stunning to see. We've come down to the township of Broken Hill. We're probably about 5-6 k's out of town at the moment. We've set up camp for the next few days at a farm stay which we found on WikICamps. This one cost you $20 a night and it's called The Valley. And it's a very nice place. It's just that obviously the farmer's opened up one of his paddocks down here that you can come and stay in. And I'll pan the camera around while I'm talking to you. And as you can see, there's not a great deal here, but for what it is, with the wind and stuff, there's no dust. So we're very happy about that. It's just a coarse red sand, which doesn't seem to stick to you either, which has been fantastic. But if you do come and stay here, you'll need to make sure you've got some water before you come out because you can't access that. But you do have access to a number of different things here. There are showers, toilets. There's also a dump point that's been installed and a rubbish drop-off point. As it's a new camp, they're still building a lot of the facilities that they want to put in here for the future. So you'll see that there's some trees being planted for shade, and there's also a camp kitchen being built right in the middle of the paddock. But we're going to use this as our base for the next couple of days while we explore the region. We'll go out to Silverton and check it out, and the Mundy Plains, of course, and then we'll come back in. I think we're going to try and organise a walking tour around town while we're here, and we'll go out and check out all the main attractions. We're also going to stop in at Bell's Milk Bar, I think it is. It's the oldest one in the country, and grab a milkshake before we leave. So anyway, come and join us for the next couple of days. I think Broken Hill is going to be something to see. Well, that's it for this week's episode. You'll have to wait till next week to see Australia's most iconic town, Broken Hill. And we're also going out and doing a day trip in the township of Silverton, and that's a really good day out, and we think you're really going to enjoy that. If you like today's episode, make sure you give us a like before you go. And if you have any questions or comments about today's episode, make sure you hit us up in the comment section. And of course, as usual, if you haven't already subscribed to our channel, please consider doing so, because it does really allow our channel to grow. Just before I go today, I'd just like to say I had a couple more Coopers while I was at the Milparinka pub, and it definitely wasn't a quiet taste. At the end of the night, it wasn't a bad beer. But until next Saturday, you guys have yourselves a great week. We can't wait to see you. We'll see you then. This must be the old school way how to send a text out.